True Leather Faith. My name is Robert McMillan. We're continuing our series on raising teens for fun and profit. And today we're going to deal with 4 questions that every teenager asks. When you're a teenager, you ask those questions. And if you have teenagers in your house today, they're asking those questions. If you have younger children, they're getting ready to ask those questions. And they'll ask these 4 questions during his adolescence, and all of them will have to do with his insecurities about himself. So let's start off with question 1. Who am I? Most boys look in the mirror hoping to see a reflection of Brad Pitt or somebody else. The picture looking back at them is Pee Wee Herman. The girls are even harder on themselves. The big question is, who am I? And when they ask that question, it is relative to their peers, not to their parents. And if someone would ask if that young teen wanted to be like his parents, he would probably respond, definitely not. God can be the one unchanging point in our kids' lives as they go through adolescence. So encourage your children to take their bearings from Him. He doesn't change, whereas we parents do constantly, and our kids are totally in a process of change. In Malachi 3:6, God says, I am the Lord, I do not change. End of discussion. In James 1:17, James is talking about a sundial. And if you notice, as the sun moves across the heavens, the shadow of the sundial changes. But with God as the sun, there's no change in the shadows. So let me read that verse. James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. So, who am I is a major question they're asking. And they're sitting on an unstable platform to try and make that decision. They need God in their lives, someone who does not change. Question 2. Does anyone or can anyone love me? Now, if you don't remember saying that or asking that when you were a teenager, you just have a bad memory. This question breaks down into 2 other questions. Will anyone ever love me? Will I ever have anyone to love? If you don't think that teenagers think of these 2 questions, you've forgotten what it's like to be a teenager. Sometimes young girls will give up their sexual purity to get some expression of love, even a false expression of love. Let me read you a poem. The name of the poem is called Love So Called. His sweaty probative palm lurking beneath her peekaboo bra after a lengthy, stealthy approach. Her untouched heart well beneath, hoping for something that won't happen. She resisting and hoping against all evidence, he rejecting her every plea for innocence, assuming Aphrodite, but her name is Claire, sailing for Byzantium, and yet his mind a scowl of lust. He wouldn't know, but neither would he care. Hands in the suburbs, wishing but a trip downtown. Her treasured innocence elicits only a frown. Both in a black and white world of getting and spending, but pretending a world of Kodachrome. Her father failed her, but still she dreams. His father trained him, or so it seems. He offers love to get her sex. She offers sex to get his love. Neither will get, though both will falsely give. Both pretending. She romantic love and a match made in heaven. He claims the fallacious manhood falsely won. She will never gain. He will never be. Nor did they learn the ancient verities that made sex sex. Nor did they meet the source that made love love. They conjoin in a glandular glut of limbic excess. And so they try to mate in weightless confusion, joining together in selfish sad isolation. And he will continue to sweat and press, and she to allow, and well beneath her heart will beat, not knowing what else to do. That may be a sad poem, but it's a very true and realistic poem for many of our teenagers. And we need to rescue them from that. So when a teenager asks himself or asks herself, will I ever have anyone to love? And will anyone ever love me? Those are real questions. Question 3, who is God? Assuming that the teenager has a religious connection at all. And contrary to popular opinion, most teens have a very strong spiritual interest. They may not want to go to their parents' church and do that thing, but they long for a spiritual connection. 3/4 of all teenagers will make a commitment to Christ if given the facts in a manner that connects with their view of the world. 85% of all those who become Christians in America do so between the age of 10 and 18. That's adolescence. So realize who is God is a very important question to them. And they may not ask it using the words that you and I would normally use, we who are adults, or you and I who have been in church all of our lives. Question 4, where do I fit in with my friends? As a teen starts to separate from his parents as part of the normal and natural process of becoming an autonomous adult, he makes a lateral connection with his peers. This transition to an autonomous adult often is what frightens us parents the most. What kind of friends will they pick? What influence will these new friends have on them? To get the answer to that, why don't you come back next time and we'll deal with that very issue. In the meantime, if you would, subscribe to this channel so you get all the latest. And if you liked this video, even if you didn't like it but it meant something to you, hit the like button. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on Shoe Leather Faith.